name is Joanne and Everyone. This is our last requirement for DEV263, and that is to make a synthesis of our experience in this course, both positive and negative. So let me share with you my personal observations and takeaway in this class through this podcast. First, how's everyone? Are you still alive and kicking? Are you still cramming to finish the requirements? Or are you feeling happy that you finished them all? Or more worried if your papers were able to meet the rubrics? Haha, I know. I am feeling the same with you all. DEV263 has been an overwhelming, exhausting, and an amazing experience for all of us. Actually, I had an initial impression that this class will be very technical, but I was surprised. The moment I saw the course guide and the details in my portal, with the first task of doing a self-introduction video and to answer the leveling off questionnaires and self-evaluations, that gave me a good warning that this class will be an exciting and challenging one. And I was right. The course was filled with so many things, from 12 modules and discussion forums to 20 journals to annotate, the virtual group reporting, and the policy brief in 1,500 words. All has their own timelines and guided with the rubrics. But the most challenging task for me would be the assignment and the policy brief. Doing the literature search and annotating the 20 journals was not that easy. It was time consuming and it does not necessarily provides all the freedom in accessibility. It was like giving one piece of a jigsaw puzzle at a time, and your greatest mission is to put all the pieces together and then describe the completed image. Knowing that every literature takes a lot of work, money, and time, that explains why scientific articles are not 100% free for us to access easily. The same encounter when finding the technical papers. While I was doing my policy brief, it was difficult for me to strategically focus on what recommendations to give in order to convince the target audience and ensure that the brief is adequately comprehensive, understandable, and practical. In order for me to fully understand the issue of my brief, I need to visit the ecotourism spots myself to relate better to my paper. Along the way, I was able to provide a decent policy brief with a rational argument on what needs to be addressed, on giving insights about the context and the problem, as well as in giving policy recommendations supported with facts or evidences, and for me to present ideas in simple terms and that it is able to sell to the policymakers. The whole process of doing the assignment and the policy brief was difficult. It was but it was really a meaningful journey for me to gain knowledge in filling in the gaps and in giving suggestions, even in developing an image of a much better understanding and direction. I am happy that the course was able to guide me through the scientific writing process, and in a way, it boosts my confidence to overcome my fears in writing the scientific papers. It also makes me feel proud that I was able to produce something that would inspire others. And for the task that I enjoyed the most, it would be the group reporting. Even if we were challenged with the limited time, being the first group reporters and majority of us are on different time zones, we still managed to give justice to our presentation. With time management and proper delegation of tasks, we had an easy and smooth collaboration, thanks to the social media and the creativity of the group. I was very happy that we were able to produce a presentation with insightful content that is clear and organized as well as creative. Some of us even went extra mile in including some confidential information of their organization, in conducting interviews with an expert, as well as in sharing interesting discussion points in the class. I must also say that other group reporters did great. And we even had enriching discussions to the point that I am entertained to see some students fighting for their ideas and very aggressive in sharing their inputs in the class. I was hoping that Miss Joanne would intervene in their clash or discussions, but nevertheless, that moment was a good reminder to all of us on the importance of respecting the opinions of others as well as in practicing proper etiquette. I'm glad that our students as well remain professional and chill. And for the part that I love the most, it would be the discussion forums. I honestly had fun reading and collaborating with the class. I noticed that some students would give their insights based on the course modules, while others would be from other sources and even relate their work or life experiences in the class. It was also interesting to share some helpful tips on the latest developments in the ICT, such as in editing or proofreading, in checking plagiarism, and even on the hacks on retrieving and storing information. I think the discussion forum was an effective platform not only because students have the flexibility to reflect on their thoughts and read the responses of others, but because it encourages critical thinking and taking position in the issues or the topics. Greatest of all, I love the discussion forums because of the people in it. Interacting with the class constantly was able to give me that sense of belongingness and that feeling of closeness to some of the students in the class. Some of you even became my good friends in the social media, and I'm really thankful for the support you have given me. In checking me out if I'm okay because I haven't responded in your comments, in making me laugh with some memes and jokes, as well as in motivating me to finish the tasks we have in the class. I no need to mention your names, but you know who you are. Thanks for being my angels, guys. Indeed, DEV263 was loaded with information and discoveries that was able to make me realize the importance of science communication in our lives, in narrowing the gap and making it more effective, practical, and useful, not just for the scientists but for the laymen and stakeholders. After reading Jalio Castillo's message, it was clear for me that science plays a practical purpose in my life and in what I do at the present. Science has really made our lives convenient and comfortable. Working in a company in Singapore that deals with industrial cleaning machines and chemicals, it was able to give me a good exposure on how this country is driving sustainability through innovation and productivity. It also taught me on how science plays a remarkable purpose for marketing professionals like me in discovering useful and innovative solutions as well as communicating these concepts to the stakeholders or to our clients. This also made me reflect that there is still a big gap with the ICT in Singapore compared to the Philippines. But this also means that our country has great potential to grow and develop, right? Our country must invest on science and ICT because its revolution has changed our ways in so many ways in terms of communicating, working, learning, and in redefining relationships among individuals, businesses, and the government. I am positive that the new Philippine government is doing their best to address not only the pressing issues in our country, such as the drug and criminality, law and order, poverty, and etc., but they are also looking at the ICT sector as a valuable tool that can be used for the economic development of our country. I hope that, like Singapore, the Philippine government will value the importance of research, innovation, and enterprise as cornerstones of our economy and that it will give better allocation and create good platform for students, scientists, researchers, and other relevant stakeholders in strengthening the role of science and innovation in the next phase of the Philippines' development. I know this will take time, but let's keep that positive mind, and in our own little ways, we contribute to our beloved country. I think that should be all. It has been a roller coaster ride mixed with low points and happy moments in Dev 263. And we learned so much things in this class, and I can say that we had a fun semester, right? Thank you, Miss Joanne and classmates, for listening. This is Franilyn Sendiong-Dacono. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. God bless.